Welcome to the Urban Spokesman. My name is Chris Sanders, and I'm giving micromobility users the news they need to stay up to speed on micromobility and urban infrastructure in New York City. All right, today I'd like to talk about the meeting I had, one of my first meetings I've had with the group Transportation Alternatives. They are a group that fosters alternative transportation, non car transportation in New York City. So that means bikes, buses, wheels, scooters, subway, all of those things. So, um, so basically what they want to do is they have realized that their efforts have primarily focused on lower Manhattan and have not focused enough on the Bronx, on Brooklyn, on upper Manhattan, including Harlem and Inwood and, you know, north of like 110th Street. And so they would like the dot would like to they've created a proposal for creating bike lanes along Adam Clayton Powell going all the way up to the McCombs Bridge fully connecting Manhattan with the Bronx with safe bike infrastructure. So you can ride all the way from downtown Manhattan all the way to the Bronx, the McCombs Bridge. So let's take a look at the proposal. So here you can see from 110 to 153rd Street, we have a center flanked bike lane going in either direction. And the goal is to extend existing north south protected bike lane routes from Midtown through Central Park all the way to the Bronx. Now, that would create a safer and shorter pedestrian crossings. It would also mitigate the northbound, southbound left turn conflicts that people often have with pedestrians. And, as a side note, I would say that it would also, it provides a safe space for people who are doing work to coming from the Bronx or going to the Bronx to have a safe passageway through Harlem or to drop off in Harlem and deliver to Harlem or to do work in Harlem, using their bikes or their scooters or whatever they're using. And um, I spoke with some of the business owners who are supportive of this type of bike lane for this particular street, and they stated that the community has typically been hostile to bike lanes, and so that's why I'm calling on all of the bike activists, all of the Harlem people, all of the people who think that Black people and minorities deserve nice things, deserve safe urban infrastructure in New York City, and all of the people who want to reduce or completely stop the number of traffic violence that is impacting the Black and minority communities. They are the most often hit, according to the data, according to the federal data that came out recently, that drivers drive more aggressively around Black people and Latino people and other minorities, and they're getting killed the most. And so, what we can do a small thing like throw some paint on the ground and maybe put up a bollard or two, or, you know, build the Adam Clayton Powell connector that connects Central Park to the Bronx so people have a safe way or a much safer way to get from the Bronx to Manhattan. A lot of people in the Bronx work in Manhattan. A lot of people in Manhattan work in the Bronx. I know a girl at West Village, lives in West Village, but she works in the Bronx. And, and a lot of times these people would like to ride their bike to work rather than use the subway, or maybe, their work is primarily, involving cycling, especially if they're delivering food. I know I ride my bike to work. And when I ride my bike to work, I absolutely use Adam Clayton Powell to get there. And I'm often stuck in the gutter on the side, having to dodge people swinging open their doors and on one side, and then I'm dodging cars speeding by on the other side. Well, this gets rid of all that. This keeps me safe a lot. Well, it's not 100%, but I mean, I'll take 80%, I'll take 70%. That's better than 0% or 10%. And also, I love that it connects to the Bronx because I like going there. So I would like the bike community to support transportation alternatives. If they come out with a petition or the city decides when they're gonna present uh, to the people of Harlem and the people in the area at the community board meeting, that people voice their support and that there's a significant amount of support in favor of bike lanes. It doesn't need to be most, it just needs to be significant enough where people still feel justified in going through and doing the project. Because a lot of people are car owners and they're not always able to see outside of their, worldview, what other people are going through. And so it's important for us to say, hey, we're here and we exist, and that makes them rethink or recalibrate oftentimes what they initially their previous preconceived assumption. And so I implore everybody, please support the bike lanes on Adam Clayton Powell. They're going from 110 to 153rd Street, the Macomb Bridge, going into the Bronx. This is a powerful connection. Like, this is a very powerful, very needed connection. Here's the picture again. Yes. And everyone, please support Transportation Alternatives and Riders Alliance or any other pedestrian oriented or alternative transportation group, that so that way we can, make New York safer for everybody. All right. Let's make it a great day. Good night.